You're listening to the Weird Girls Club podcast
with your hosts, Neve and Amy.
Hi, we're back.
Finally. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
Good to know we're still in sync.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
After
We still
so
have
long.
the touch. You
Yeah, I
got the
know.
cheese touch.
We got the touch.
I
I don't know why I felt like Snape doing that. We got the touch.
You were very Snape-esque. Them
Snape.
vibes.
Well, maybe because I'm in dark.
Oh my god, you see that thing actually you tagged me in today? It's it's done. Like, why did you tag me in that?
What do you mean?
The Harry Potter cafe. It was on for 2 days. It was over
Oh, I
yesterday.
only seen it today. Well, yeah. Well, it wasn't
You
really.
need to check your facts before you break my heart like that again.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I thought it said it was bank holiday weekend. Are you sure? It
I
wasn't just
went
in a
on-
different location.
I went onto the page and it was like, oh, pop up for 2 days only, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, I think it started Monday or something. Because then I went, their feed post yesterday was like, oh, come in for the last day. And I was like, that's I thought it was so weird.
Yeah, I thought that because when I seen it, I assumed it was this weekend. Like,
Yeah, no.
oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
See the other one I sent you with the doggy?
No.
The doggy with the...
Oh, the one walking down the road just now?
Oh, when you were walking down the road?
Yeah.
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 Aaron,
Totally.
I sent to Aaron as well. He's like, you are not doing that to Trent.
You need to do it, Trent.
Basically, it was a dog with bobbins on his head and the girl opens the door and it's like, Ma, what was it?
Oh my god, I can't remember, but the quote is like, Master gave Dobby a sock. Master freed Dobby.
And the dog is just sitting there like
And he
this with
has a
bobbins in it.
t-shirt on him as well, and he's just sitting like, but it's actually the image of Trent.
It is. It's
You should
pretty
do it.
eyes. Yeah, no.
I think so. And you should also stitch it as well.
Oh, should I?
Yeah. Just because they look like the two dogs look the same.
I
That'd
don't
be
know.
funny.
Oh, I thought you meant me stitch it.
No, like,
And I was like,
stitch
oh,
it
okay.
in video of Trent.
Maybe it's just when we hear into ponytails. Dog on one side, me on the other.
I come in and you're just sitting there like, ah.
Man, like your Dobby is socks just fucking belts a pair of socks on my face.
They're the fluffy ones from Pennies.
Thank you.
Oh, so that was real random, but
Sorry, yeah, had to be there.
yeah, we're back. Hopefully
Yeah.
for good.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't know. We just kind of took a break.
We were scrapping.
Yeah, we weren't talking to each other. Absolutely, like, hate each other. Really, like after this.
Have we actually filmed a podcast in person this year?
No, we actually
Oh
haven't.
my
No, we're just there
God.
for in person. Don't worry, me and Amy have seen each other in person. We just haven't dedicated our lives to the podcast.
Yeah, because we done obviously the Zoom ones, and it was only meant to be like, it was like a trial and also a temporary thing, because also the weather was really bad, so I wasn't in the of coming all the way up here, like,
No.
but we had met and seen each other, and then we got into the habit of like, yeah, let's do a Zoom one, like last minute kind
Yeah,
of thing.
well, it's handy as well because if things go back to the way they were, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with like COVID and stuff, but it was
That's
so handy
right.
because then we were also doing more things as just friends, like going to
Yeah.
different coffee
Mhm.
shops. We went out for food because it wasn't like, oh, Saturday night we have to record and we'll get a takeaway. It was
Yeah.
like we'd already recorded, or we record like on a Monday night. Like, it was actually so simple.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, we're seeing each other to do the podcast and then whatever else. Like, we were just when we were we were seeing each other to see each other.
We had time to be friends,
to spend quality time together.
Yeah, and then we just got really busy, and I don't even like. I feel like I blinked and March was over.
Oh yeah, March flew. Like March even happened.
I don't even know how it's Easter.
Stop.
When this comes out next week, Easter's over.
Stop.
Like,
Oh my
how?
God.
How?
That's a bit creepy. I don't really like that. Help me.
Time's just gone by too fast. So, like, the March just kind of got away from us. Obviously, I had family visiting, and it was my birthday. And then there was just a whole load of
just walking all was
things
mad.
and work,
Like,
and it was mental.
just life
But
in general.
I did miss it. As much as then when,
Yeah.
like, I feel like when you take a break from something, no matter how much you enjoy it, sometimes the thought of going back to it is like,
It's like, oh,
It's-
like next week.
yeah.
Or, yeah, like next week.
because, like, obviously we do really enjoy this, but it can be a lot of work sometimes, and it's just like, God,
Mhm.
that's like,
Yeah.
then you have to do this and this. So it was like, then a procrastinating thing kind
Yeah,
of with
and
both.
then
It's
just
like, oh yeah,
it-
we'll do it the same. We'll do
We
it the
kind
same.
of rolled with the, oh, just do it on Zoom. Just do
Yeah,
it on Zoom.
yeah.
Like, and don't get me wrong, like, Zoom is handy, especially if we're recording on a work day, like, and like one of us finish work late, or like just fucking life, like when
Yeah.
things are mad, like it's grand, we can record because we're going to be talking anyway through text, so like why not just do it on Zoom basically? And,
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It was,
but like sometimes the setup in person and stuff takes so much time.
yeah, and then obviously we
Um,
waffle a lot as well.
Yeah, like
So everything's extended by like multiple hours.
yeah,
when we do it.
definitely. But definitely. But no, I'm glad we're back in person now.
Yeah,
God,
this
my
was
voice was
fun.
sounded like I was gonna cry there with the way my voice was.
I hate her. She's kicking me under the table.
No, I'm glad we're back and we're doing it now.
Yeah. Refreshing. Fun. But you had a pet peeve actually you wanted to tell me about. And I was like, just hold it for the podcast.
It was just
What was your pet
when I
peeve?
made these drinks. So if anyone's wondering what we're actually drinking,
Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see.
we're drinking Malibu and pineapple juice. And
Ching
oh my
ching.
God, it's literally like get me under a cabana in
Yeah.
like Miami right now.
Cheers.
So good.
girlies.
And do you know what? It goes down too easy.
It's just so
This is
good.
our second one already.
Yeah.
But no, my pet peeve was, you know, when you go out for cocktails and you get a cocktail and you're mad excited for it, and then it comes down and the ice is like above your actual liquid.
What?
So you know, like, this is example. Say the ice was up here, but the liquid of the drink is down here, and they're like, "Here's your cocktail."
Oh.
Like, there's so much ice in the drink that the drink is just ice, and
Yeah.
then like basically the liquid is just in the gaps of where the ice is.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That is
yeah,
a
I
pet
don't like
peeve
that.
of mine. Like, that is a pet
Yeah,
peeve.
like don't get me wrong, I love loads of ice, but I also want me drink to be in there, especially if I'm paying in like Toronto prices for a cocktail.
Yeah, like what was somewhere we were looking at and it was like $20.
$25 for cocktails, and we were like, maybe not this night.
No,
no.
definitely fucking not. I'm not paying that.
Um,
Oh, actually, here's a good one for you. I told Amy to come up, was it last week? And I was like, come up, we'll do pina coladas.
Oh, yeah, it was last weekend.
I'll make us pina coladas.
no, it's the weekend before. You were
Oh,
up
was
in
it?
wine last weekend.
Oh, so it was 2 weekends ago. And I was like,
Jesus.
I'll make us pina coladas. Come up. Pina coladas, like, they're fucking hard drink to make. Like, first of all, every single like recipe online said I need cream of coconut.
Whatever the fuck that is.
I needed a white rum and like all this different shit, right? Couldn't get cream of coconut. How do I substitute cream of coconut? You can use coconut milk, coconut cream. You can use coconut cream because apparently they're different, but there's no sweetener in it. So you can use simple syrup.
Leave, did I press record on that?
I don't know.
I'm just now panicking.
Do you want me to go and look?
Yeah, I can't look.
I think you did because when we checked the mic, she said that's recording.
I know, I'm just having flashbacks. I'm PTSD. It is. Oh my god, you hit off your wire.
No. Oh no. Is it alright?
I think it's a working talking chair mic.
Hello.
Um,
It's gonna be a bitch to edit now, you know that.
you can leave that in, it'll be fine.
Oh,
I just had a panic there. I'm like, oh my god, did I actually
wouldn't
press
be the
record?
first time.
Because the phone was locked, so I obviously had to lock. Oh my god, sorry about that. I just like had a panic there. I'm like, I may as well say it now before I get any further.
Like, because literally, like, we weren't going to test the mics before we actually started recording, and just as well we did because the mics were like muted.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
But they still recorded. We just couldn't hear because I had it playing out the mic speakers.
Oh, okay.
So it still recorded, so it wasn't too bad. But then it was like, God, we're rusty at this.
I know, we're so rusty.
But,
I can't even remember what I was saying.
we were talking about how hard it is to make pina coladas.
Yeah, and then it said basically, you can use simple syrup to sweeten it. I don't have simple syrup. What's the substitute for simple syrup? Maple syrup. They taste like fucking arse.
So bad.
No, they tasted
So
like
bad.
stew.
It was just,
Like, they tasted like stew. Like, I'm not even joking. And it was like, Aaron and Amy are sitting here laughing at me because I'm trying to make it. I'm like, I don't know how to make these. I've never made them, like. And I'm going off the fucking recipe. Anyway, after many attempts, Aaron had to rerun out to the shop to get more pineapple juice and everything, and like pineapple chunks and shit. After many attempts, we just decided not to put the cream of coconut in it,
Yeah.
and it tasted fucking perfect.
Because that was real lit. It was like whatever it was, because it didn't even taste like you'd think it tastes of strong coconut, putting that much coconut milk in.
But
And
it didn't.
there was just no.
That tastes more
No.
like a pina colada.
Yeah, that's what these taste like, a pina colada. They just don't have the creamy, icy texture because it's just pineapple
Yeah.
juice and Malibu. Did we say actually what it was when we were like, oh, our drinks are massive?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, no.
I'm like just not
No,
with
I
it.
actually don't know. It's Malibu and
Pineapple
I think I said
juice.
pineapple juice.
I think
oh,
you
no, I
did.
think I said it.
Yeah,
Someone
I
said
definitely
it.
didn't.
But it's the Malibu because Malibu is coconut, like. But I tell you, like this could
They're
be
so
like
nice.
my drink.
Like, especially for summertime, like, so refreshing. A good bit of ice, your juice, your Malibu.
Like I drink fat. You already know I drink like a horse.
Yeah.
Like an app. If I like a drink, I drink that
Oh, it's
drink
gone
like an
second.
absolute horse. Like a horse. But like this is my second one. Like I actually fully finished mine. And I topped Amy up, and she had like this much left. And I was like, "Here, drink some of that. Dipping your tongue in it."
Well, I was setting up. But
Even
yeah.
Jesus drank on his horse.
What did you give for Lent, actually? That's ending soon.
Me fucking dignity. I actually haven't thought about it at all. I've been too busy.
Too busy.
I gave up giving a shit about Lent. That's why I gave up. Because I don't stick. Actually, you know what? Put it this way. I didn't give up anything for Lent. I decided to gain something from Lent.
What did you gain?
The gym. I'm a gym rat now.
You gained the gym.
So I'm going to actually, like, instead of like taking away a bad habit, I'm trying to gain a good habit.
That's good.
That's my excuse for the question. I wasn't thinking of it like that way at all, but I'm going to
Yeah.
say that now. Because I have been going to the gym.
I started mine on Monday. I started reading a book. Never too late to start.
What book is it? Give us an house.
Oh my god, what is the fucking called?
Why'd you mention the book if you don't know the
I
book?
know.
She's trying to scramble now. She's like, I'm not actually reading
Oh
the
my
book.
god, no, it's called Sleeping Beauties by Jo Spain. I'm pretty sure she's an Irish author.
What's it about? Is it a self-help or is it actually a
No,
story?
it's a non-fiction. Oh.
It's a non-fiction.
It's a fictional story, I hope. Actually, I haven't fact checked it, but it's about a deputy. Oh, not a deputy, a fucking
Trent.
detective.
What? Deputy. I call Trent deputy all the time.
Oh, I was like, what is he doing? I looked and he's just chilling. I was like,
He's
what?
like in the bed, like, huh?
It's apparently detoured in like a series, so like I'm.
You're
But-
reading the tour book out of a
Yeah, I
series?
didn't realize, but
Did you buy
anyways,
this book?
no. So Michelle had it,
Oh, okay.
and she dropped like 2 books down to me, so I just decided to read one. It's this detective is basically investigating like a serial killer in Ireland, and he's trying to find the serial killer and
Oh.
stuff. But it's really good. So
But it takes 3 books for them to tell the story.
no, so this story, the 3 books follow the same detective, so they're all different stories. So
So
that's
it's
why
like
it's
The Sinner, kind of.
yeah. So it's like obviously it doesn't matter that I'm reading it the odd way around kind of thing, because it's not the same story like reading the Todd Harry Potter book and not like something
Right,
like
I
that.
get
It's
you.
just it's his own little thing within all her books.
So
But it's actually really good.
it sounds good.
Yeah.
When you said detective in Ireland, I was like,
So-
yeah, I bet you it never gets solved.
I haven't got that far yet,
I
but
bet you
probably.
never gets solved.
But yeah, so there's like a missing girl, and then they end up finding all a whole load of missing girls who are now like passed away. So they're like against time trying to find this other missing girl that happened in like Glendalough,
Oh.
where they found like a body, and then now
we are bleeding primary
it's
school
gone-
years, we're mates.
Yeah,
Goes
so
into
it
Glendalough.
it goes back and forth between what happened to each individual girl, because now there's like 5 or 6 of them, I think. So through the book, the different chapters are like different people's perspectives, so
Right.
it keeps you kind of on your toes, and you're not just like, oh, he's found this out, and you're waiting ages to find stuff
I
out.
get you, yeah.
You're going back and forth, so it's really good. If you want to read it afterwards, I'll
Yeah.
jump down to you.
Let me know.
I want to get the other 2 though.
So this is actually the Weird Girls Club book club.
Yeah, the book club by Compton. But you've been reading Colleen Hoover books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did like she come up on TikTok or something? Because I swear to God, if I'm watching a vlog and there's a girl reading a book, it's Colleen Hoover. If I'm seeing a TikTok
there was,
vlog
like-
of someone's day, there's a Colleen Hoover book in the background.
Oh,
Everyone.
I heard about her on TikTok, but the book that became famous on TikTok, was what was it? It's like a pink cover. I actually read it and I can't remember the name of it.
Sorry.
It's like it's something like ends or something. It's unreal. Like I know why it became so famous, but I didn't read
What is
that
the
one.
genre?
It's like romantic drama.
Okay.
Oh, and it kind of, but you know, the book that became famous, it's like Ends With It or something. What's the name of it? Let's say it's Ends With It. It's a pink cover. I literally read it. It's so fucking good. But that wasn't the first book I read. I seen another video saying the famous one that everyone is now recognizing it for, like a book's like 5 years old or something. Now
Right.
everyone's recognizing. They were like, read Verity first. That's more like of a thriller drama.
Oh,
So
okay.
I went to the bookshop and I got Verity and I got the famous one, and I read Verity first, and Verity is brilliant.
Really?
It's really good. Now you can kind of predict like how it's like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it kind of has you thinking like, oh, is it? Like, is that true? Like, is what she's saying, does she actually, or she's saying things or whatever? It's really good. Verity is very good. But then the second one, I was like finding it because I had loved the Verity book so much, and then the other one, like, they're not the same story at all. Like, they're completely, every book is a different story.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like this one now, but I'll stick with it. I was trying to get on my book kick, like, and it was unbelievable, like unbelievable. I couldn't put it down. It, when you get into it, it's so far, because the Colleen Hoover ones, it's like she has our characters like act the way you would act. You know,
they're very relatable, like
very relatable. Not the way sometimes you read like a book or something, like a horror film, and you're like, don't go into the closet.
Yeah.
Don't, like, in her books, it's real like, oh yeah, I would react that way as well, or I would say that, or I'd do that as well. I'd be like, fuck him as well, like, you know, like stuff like that. Yeah. They're very, I'll actually lend them to you if you want to read them after that book. Like, the Verity one is like, I thought was really good, and it's a bit shorter as well than the second one that became famous. If it's like really long, but once you get into it, and there's a certain point, you're so invested. You're invested in it. I remember sitting here one day and I couldn't put it down.
That's a sign of a really good book though. But like, that's what you want.
Here's a question for you. When you're reading, do you have the telly on?
No.
Or music?
No,
or is it just complete silence?
I've been in bed with a lamp on.
Complete silence?
Complete silence.
Right. So I'll give you one. I can't have any noise on. Like, so if Aaron's in bed and I'm
I wouldn't be able to focus. I can barely focus in silence.
Even if I can hear, you know, like, because he watches Seinfeld in bed on the iPad. If I can hear that, that fake laughing through the headphones, I'm like... So even if I'm reading on my own, I need to have something, because obviously Aaron's always like, Aaron does be here, so I can hear the telly out here or something. So this sounds so sad, but I look up like reading playlists on like Spotify,
right? And
it's just like real, like it might be like calm music, or it might be like just instrumental, or it might be classical music. Oh, okay, and it's literally you don't be listening to it. It's just white noise. It just
to drown everything else out.
You just focus in on whatever you're reading on, because I'm in a loud area too. Yeah. So in that kind of way, but if you ever get distracted, like, just literally I don't even listen to them. I just pick the phone. No, nothing with words.
No,
I can't have words. I'm like listening to that and trying to read this, like, no. It's
sometimes like, I get too carried away when I'm just imagining the whole scenario in my head, and I'm like going off, and I swear, and it's like, oh yeah, where was I?
Where was he digging? Was he digging?
But yeah,
the Kardashians going around to the criminal court now in Dublin, eh?
Oh god.
But it sounds good, yeah, book now. But if you want to lend them any of mine, I kind of gave up. I started another Colleen Hoover one, and I was telling you about this. I get like, Aaron was like, it's okay not to like a book and not finish it, and I'm like, but I've put so much time already into it. It's dreadful.
Really?
It's fucking dreadful. No, it's dreadful. I want to, and do you know why I think I don't like it that much? The main character's a man. It's from his point of view.
Right.
But the book is called don't know why I'm doing this lot. The book is called Layla.
Okay.
Book is called Layla, and this is a different genre than what she usually does. And it's a love story to a certain degree. A bit weird. But it's like, what did they call it? Like a thriller, suspense, like hunt, like. Long story short, don't fucking buy it. It's shit. Like, absolute shit. Basically, it's about this fella who falls in love with a girl at her sister's wedding. He's in a band, a shit band, a cover band, right? He's minted. He doesn't need money. His dad died and left him a company, right? So he doesn't need anything. He doesn't go around telling people, though, that he doesn't need money around, because he's still making money off the company, even though they have other people running the dad's company.
Okay.
Long story short, he falls in love with this girl. They move in together. A jealous girl shoots the two of them. She opens the door and then bang bang, right? The two of them get shot, but they don't die, right? His girlfriend has like a brain injury, so she's like fixing, like, how would you say, rehabilitating? Yeah. Rehabilitating.
I was like, what?
I was gonna say fixing herself. You swear she was a robot. Bit of oil here.
Hang on, just change the batteries.
Then he brings her back to basically this Airbnb where they first met each other at the wedding, but it's up for sale, and he's thinking of buying it because he loves her and he wants to marry her, and he's thinking have all great memories here. Then he discovers, right, I've now it's so bad. Like, basically, right, he discovers that the house has a ghost in it because she starts typing on his laptop and all, and saying things to him, and then she starts pressing buttons on the piano or whatever. And then basically this ghost then is a girl called Willow. Willow. Layla is the girlfriend.
Okay.
Willow is the ghost, and she
Would have
doesn't
been
know.
better off called Willow.
Yeah, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then basically every time man's girlfriend goes to sleep, Willow the ghost gets into the girl's body, and she's walking around being herself, like, and talking to your man and watching films with your man, and basically then the fella starts to fall in love with Willow and he doesn't really care about his girlfriend. And I'm at that point, and then but every single nearly paragraph is like, I shouldn't be doing this, we shouldn't be letting her use Layla's body like this. I'm like, me, there should be a drinking game, which everyone should just get the book and take a shot every time someone says, oh, we shouldn't be letting her use Layla's body like this. Like, it's dreadful, like absolutely dreadful. Whoever actually put money into publishing.
Can I ask, what was the point of the first part of them getting shot? What the fuck was the point of that?
Because that kind of starts up with why when he starts to get to know the ghost, like, his girlfriend isn't fully.
Oh, okay.
She's still like,
okay.
she can't, like, she has so much issues since she got shot. Like, she's not fully like herself, like,
right.
So
okay.
she's like not eating or eating, but the ghost, when she's in the body, is like shoveling all this food into her face because the ghost is always starving. Willow is always starving, but she doesn't. The ghost doesn't know that why she's there, what age she is, fucking how long she's a ghost. Is she a ghost? She doesn't know what. And then he's like, oh, Layla doesn't want to stay here. She wants to go back to, like, wherever they live, but I can't leave Willow. Like, I can't leave Willow like this. I'm really starting to enjoy Willow more than I'm liking Layla. Well, mate, let me tell you something. Same body. Like, what do you want to do? It's a fucking ghost. Maybe you're just gonna bleed and la. Maybe our girlfriend's winding you up.
Maybe our girlfriend's winding. That took me a minute. Can you imagine? You try pranking Aaron or something, and he said
he would leave me. No, he would outright.
You would want to leave him fall in love with a poxy ghost.
Do you know what I mean? I have gotten, like, more than halfway through this book, and it was painful.
Who do you think he is, Demi Moore? Like, what?
I know. You know, he's no Patrick Swayze, but then
Did
again,
you find his Whoopi yet?
What's his Whoopi?
Whoopi Goldberg to talk to the ghost.
Oh, Whoopi. But yeah, like, he's trying to, like, become this, like, musician or musician. Magician's on my brain. Musician or whatever it is, like, and it's just like, no, it's not happening for me. But then every, like, few chapters, he's talking to this man in the house, and he has his girlfriend, like, tied up on the bed, like, and won't let her out. Yeah, and it keeps, like, flicking, like, between a few chapters. Like, he's talking to this man downstairs in the kitchen at the fucking bed and breakfast that they're all in, the only couple that are in it because it's abandoned because they want to buy it. And he keeps saying, like, oh yeah, like, Layla's upstairs, I have her tied up and all, and blah blah blah. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
And
then I'm like, do you know what? I don't even care who he's talking to, and I don't care that she's locked up or fucking tied up. I just don't care.
At some point, you just get to a point where you're like, right.
But it's killing me. Like, I haven't read it in weeks.
Why don't you just read the last chapter?
Yeah, I think I might just do that.
Just
but
to, like,
I feel like I'm cheating doing that. But I have another book
not
there I haven't started yet called, like, The Maid, and the author lives in Toronto.
Oh, that is. I wonder, is that any relation to the TV show The Maid? Or Maid on Netflix? Did you watch that?
No.
I watched, like, an episode. It was meant to be really good. Everyone was talking about it, but I just...
No, I didn't watch it. I just seen the book on, to be honest, I seen the book on Amazon, and I was like, oh, it has good ratings, and everyone's saying you should buy it if you like fucking books. So
if you like books, you'll like this one.
I haven't started that yet, but I haven't really got into... I've gotten out of my book fucking rhythm.
Yeah.
So I have to get back into my book rhythm. But I'm glad you were reading books now.
Yeah.
We'll have our own little book club.
Book club.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably end up finishing that book by the end of the weekend.
Do you want a shot of Layla?
No. Jesus,
no.
Born that when you're done.
Well, if you ever need someone that is short of bleeding firewood, let me know. I'll give them the book. But a topic I actually wanted to talk about. I was seeing this thing on TikTok earlier. So the way we're always saying, like, oh, like, if we lived at home now, we'd be, like, still stuck living with our mas and blah blah blah. Like, I seen this, like, TikTok on, I think it was another podcast page, but that TikTok came up, and it was like, so basically the first, I think, few seasons of Friends, basically this is what they were saying, first few seasons of Friends, they're like 24. So they're your age, right?
My age.
So they're 24, and as they go on, and they were like, yeah, in life, like, you have to remember, like, you have to think, like, when they start having kids and buying houses and like moving out of apartments and all, and actually like being adults, like they're like 34.
Yeah.
So you were like, why is there so when you think like you're not pushing yourself, if you're still living at home at like 28, 29, 30, just remember like they didn't start buying houses, having kids, getting married until they were in their 30s,
mid to late 30s.
So I don't know, and they were basically saying like, I don't know why people are like putting so much pressure on themselves like now, especially young people, like to be like, I need to have this, like I have to have my own house by like 28 or whatever, like, and have a family, be married, all this, like all like, when they were like, so you can just live your life by like friends timeline, you'll be doing fine.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
I was like, I feel so much better now.
Yeah, I think we forget sometimes when, like, say shows like that, obviously it's like an older show, we forget their ages. Like, because now we're looking at stuff and
they're older.
Yeah, because now we're like, when we watch shows and we watch stuff, everyone's really young, and it's young people, or like, if it's meant to be like a high school college situation, it's 30-year-olds playing them, so they look older and they act older, blah blah. But then you have obviously social media that plays like a big impact to it, and you can see everyone your age around the world pretty much what they're doing. And like that, there will be a percentage that are having kids, that are buying a house, that are traveling the world, that have designer bags, designer shoes, but they come up in like different situations, like circumstances. When you look at it and you're looking at Kylie Jenner, who's probably one of the most influential people in the world, and you realize she's your age, and the difference there, but it's like your paths in life to, even though you were born probably the same year, whatever it is, or around the same time, your paths to where you are now are completely different.
100%.
Like, born into privilege, right? They weren't as rich as they were now, but they had money, they had better.
Well, Kylie and Kendall were born into privilege.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he would, like, I mean, and an Olympic medalist, right, they had money, but I don't think they had anywhere near the amount of money they had now.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. But it's obviously, she's still 100 steps further than a big, like, population of the world is. And then there's other people that, right, they're not celebrities, but they have family wealth or, like, whatever it is. So that's another thing as well. Why
all
I think
money.
Why I think then as well it affects us is because obviously you can look on Instagram and see people with these things, but you don't see obviously everything behind the background of that. Like,
yeah, true, yeah. Like though I know there was a big controversy about when obviously the Kim Kardashian, like the Vogue thing, she's like, fucking get up and work.
Oh yeah.
Nobody seems to want to work these days. Like, yeah, hon, if I had the privilege of having a big fucking staff, of having a big, that's not from her working hard.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it is from her working hard, but she had a huge foundation, a huge amount of like possibilities from having money straight off the bat.
Yeah.
That's very different for other people, and I hate people when people are like, oh, it's the same 24 hours in a day. Yeah. And a lot of people's 24 hours are completely fucking different. Some people are out fucking rummaging through bins for food. And she's like, I want to go to Nobel, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, like obviously everyone has the same amount of time in a day, but not everyone has the same things to do within that time.
No one has the same privileges.
Like, yeah. That's the thing that annoys me with some of them statements. It's like, I get you're trying to be like this influential and they have this
like
big
boss
bitch moment, but do you realize how fucking stupid you sound when you just say statements like that? Like, and you're not.
Yeah, hon, but let's remind you how your name got out there.
Yeah.
It wasn't for you being a famous fucking liar. You only probably got the opportunity because of who you are.
Yeah. That's the thing, it's like, it's just them never, like, anyone, like, not just her, but like a lot of other people that never acknowledge that privilege of, like, it was the same issue with Molly May and her statement about everyone has the same 24 hours. Like, that's not even the first time she said that, and she just thinks everyone else gets it twisted. It's like, well, choose your words properly, because then if everyone's having the same issue with you multiple times, you're not saying it right, because if what you mean is not what you're saying, then why the fuck do you keep saying everyone has the same 24 hours?
And I love how she's like, everyone has the same 24 hours. Hon, who were you before Love Island?
Yeah.
Who were you? Like I don't, what the fuck? Like, yeah, it's the same 24 hours. If you didn't go on the show, yeah, you'd have the same 24 hours as me.
Yeah.
You'd be going into Penny's on a Thursday, going home, tanning yourself up, and you'd be bleeding knackered, drinking in the field somewhere.
I don't think she was saying that, but anyways.
16? Oh, maybe she wasn't.
She wasn't 16.
Well, I mean, when she was 16.
Oh, when she was, yeah, she probably was. Because that's what I'm saying. It's like, understanding the privilege of where you've came from, like the opportunities you've got. Like, Love Island is a huge show that turns nearly everyone who's been on it into like an influencer.
Yeah,
she's worked hard because she's by far the most famous person that's been on Love Island. Oh, million
no shade
percent
on any of that.
like,
That's completely true.
You can't take away like obviously you have to work hard, otherwise everyone who had followers would have the exact same amount of money. Exactly. Like, do you know what I mean? There is different levels to it, but acknowledge our privilege, especially as like a white woman coming from like, I'm not saying our family was wealthy, but she's well spoken. She's like had like I'm pretty sure our family's together. Like I'm not 100% sure on that, don't quote me on that, but it's like all these things, like grew up going skiing. It's like, sorry, like they're rich people sports. Like someone living on like £200 a week, or if even that, is lucky to go to bleeding down the country in the same
caravan.
Like, I don't know. It just bugs me when people say.
Don't get me wrong. I love seeing women do well for themselves, like, because it's so like business world is so male dominated, and I love seeing women do well. But don't act like, yeah, well, do you know what? I just worked hard, and this is how I got here. Yeah, but. Like, if I was to try work, I could work just as hard or harder than you, and I'd have every probably door slammed in my face because I'm a fucking nobody. Yeah. If I'm not known, if you're already not well known, your opportunities are fucking slim to none. On that pedestal. I don't mean just on regular life. Yeah. Like, I mean like Kim Kardashian, like Molly May. Like that's that level of success. Like, they have well more opportunities because of them, like the amount how rich they already are, and the level and status they already have that they've gained already. Exactly. It's not that they're getting opportunities to gain that status. They're already known, and then they're getting the opportunities. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like, right, look at Kylie. I can't remember how old she was when she started her makeup line, or lip kits when they first were. If I started a makeup line at her age and worked really hard, knew like all the ingredients, knew like all the marketing techniques and stuff like that, and like from that standpoint of it, we wouldn't have this like a bit. I would more than likely would not have $1 billion company right now and sell off majority stake for like 600 million like she did, because we don't have the same starting point. Yeah, we could both start a makeup company at the same age, and it's not or whatever it is, but it's like that's what it is. It's like when you're that age and you've been on a reality TV show for about 6 years and you're getting like 100 grand, 50 grand, 10 grand, whatever it is per episode. Then you also have all your little sponsorships on your Instagram, and you have probably a trust fund from your rich parents. Like that, it's just privilege that they just don't acknowledge, and it's just insane. Yeah, like I think there was a question in one of like the Kardashians like interviews. I think it was like a season finale, like wrap up or something. It was like, do you think you portray like basically it was like, do you portray like a fake sense of body, like, do you know what I mean, like of like beauty standards? Oh, I think, and they were like, and they were like, no, we don't think. Are you for real? Khloe Kardashian had an absolute fucking meltdown when someone posted a photo of her in a bikini and it wasn't edited, like, and then she's like, it's my body, I worked hard, I have the right to like want to edit and make and put out in the world how I want. Yeah, that's your right, that's fair enough. But answer the fucking question. You just have to telling me you don't. You're basic. If you're editing your pictures all the time and you go mad if someone puts a unedited photo, you're betraying a false image of what you look. Yeah. So how does that make sense? Yeah. I'm all for like, if you want to do whatever you want to yourself and makes you feel good. I'm not saying nothing like that. I'm saying they edit their photos. Everyone knows they edit their photos. They get caught editing their photos and just like a wiggly fucking line. Yeah. And shit, like. Yeah, like I totally get where they come from and feeling like they need to edit their photos, because like we know before Instagram and social media and stuff, paparazzi pictures of someone with even the slightest bleeding stretch mark or had gained maybe a pound, it'd just be the headlines, it'd be unflattering pictures. Like I 100% get that side of it, and that you don't want that wrote about you, especially when she's always been criticized as like the fat sister, and obviously she worked really hard to lose weight, whatever. But the question is, do you think that has led to unrealistic beauty standards? And yeah, it has. And I think because everyone wants to look like them, because they look perfect, they look beautiful, their makeup's always done, hair's always done, their body's always in great shape, yet we see them on the show working out at like 6 o'clock in the morning and whatever it is. But when the whole world is looking at you and wants to look like you, and then I get there's like so many people now, they're setting their own standard though. That's what exactly, they're setting their own standard. If you edit every single photo,
Kind
you're
of.
setting that standard that, oh, well, I will never have a wrinkle or stretch mark
Well,
because
yeah.
I'm editing them all out all the time.
Yeah, it's
So-
they're definitely doing more damage to themselves. But I feel like they do it to keep up with the criticism. But then obviously it is creating like a false narrative of what people really look like without Facetune, because there's a lot of young people on social media that don't really realize you can do these certain things and don't realize you can even edit a video. So if they see someone in a video with an hourglass body and like perfect jawline and stuff, they don't realize that can still be edited. And now it's trickled down into, there is so many people doing it. Like, they're 100%, they're not the only people doing it. I'm sure Rihanna does it, Beyonce, every supermodel you see does it, every micro influencer does it, and it's the same thing. It's like, I definitely think though they're the most influential people in the world, the Kardashians, I think, for like our generation and
absolutely
like for women and stuff like that. They definitely are. So I think obviously everyone kind of wants to look like them. It's like supermodels in the 90s growing up, or like people back then,
like Pamela Anderson,
like who didn't want to look like someone off Baywatch? Like when you're growing up then, that would have been their version of that. Or like the likes of Bleeding, I don't know, Cindy Crawford and stuff, and then like people who were on the cover of Vogue back then. It's like it was the same thing. Everyone wanted to be stick to because that was the fashion. So it's like that annoys me that they don't recognize that it's damaging
like all way. All they have to say is like, well, anyone who filters their photos contributes to the false narrative of like what beauty is. But they're not going to. But because of their status, and they're so influential, like you just said, like they're the biggest contributors to it, because they're setting the standard for everyone else, because everyone else wants to look like them because of who they are and how they look in every single photo. They're setting the standard. Like, they're probably the most famous people in the world right now.
No, they definitely do.
Don't get me wrong, you want to tweak your photos, you tweak your photos, you do you. We have to remember, yous have daughters, yous have nieces, yous have cousins, yous have sisters. Yous have to remember, like, if yous are going to be so caught up in how you look all the time, that affects everyone around you. That affects everyone around you. So, and plus on top of that, yous are the most famous people in the world. But that does then make me think, like, I definitely feel like I wish they'd open up to it more and were more like made it aware to people who might not know they do it, like, because sometimes you know they're doing it but you're still like, God, I wish I actually did look like that, because that is like the image that's portrayed as like the perfect kind of body or whatever. But oh my God, I kind of lost where I was going with this. I lost my train of thought. I kind of get it, that like, imagine being the person, like, because we're saying, I wish they just showed their real body, whatever. But that's our opinion. And there is like, can you imagine the amount of hate comments they would get by stupid people if they put up a photo and maybe they had like a bit of back fat over the bra, that maybe one day they decided not to fully edit a photo, or like that, or they were paparazzis. Whenever they're paparazzis, it's comparisons, and then they're talking, like, I'd imagine taking on that amount of criticism is like not healthy at all. Like, it can be very draining. But I get that, but I also get that they're gonna get criticized on that because no one's used to seeing them like that. It's always edited. Like, it's always edited. So
but even before editing,
like,
it's still a thing.
It looks like Kim is like getting a few wrinkles, like, or whatever, if they see her.
No,
you're gonna get scrutinized. Look at your Instagram. Every single they do that. Lately they're doing this funny filter thing. Have you noticed? It almost looks like Polaroid.
I actually don't follow any of them anymore.
Well, they all look like Polaroid pictures, like that kind of fuzzy kind of grainy.
Yeah, that's been a trend for a while now, because that's how you can easily tell if a photo's been heavily edited, is if you zoom in and it gets super blurry or grainy, because they've had to dim down the quality so you don't notice how much it's fucking done. They have to make it look like a lower quality. But like
there's celebrities out there that get scrutinized well more than what the Kardashians would ever get scrutinized.
I don't think so. I feel like, although they're the most famous and most influential, they're also probably some of the most hated Like, I feel like it's half and
it's
half.
half and half. But I'm saying, like, there's plus size models out there that get absolute fucking death threats.
Well, yeah.
Like, death threats, and they're not editing their photos. So what's the focus of Kardashians excuse?
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like there is so many people doing it, and I wish they would do that and use their platform, their voice, to be like, do you know what? I'm actually not doing this anymore. But I guess we can't change
I
their
have
opinion.
stretch marks. I had babies. Like, I have stretch marks in general. Like, what's the big deal? I have wrinkles. I'm fucking human. But they don't.
Yeah.
They go on like they're Barbies out of a package, like.
Yeah.
And then there's models like Tess Holiday, plus size model, Ashley Graham are the two that pop to my mind. They get scrutinized all the time online.
Yeah.
Like in person, like Tess Holiday always goes on her Instagram being like, oh, I was in the queue for the post office and some woman started on me, like.
Yeah.
And constantly, and she doesn't, like, obviously if she does photo shoots or whatever, that's different. Like, I mean, like when she's on, she doesn't got a filter on her face. She doesn't got anything on.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, well, I get scrutinized, but that's where I'm like conflicted when the Kardashians put so much emphasis on how they look and get so much work done and filter their photos all the time. That's like, oh, well, how could they, like, oh, because of the criticism they would get blah da 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 da. But that's what I mean by they have set that standard. So when they're not going to edit their photos, now they're definitely going to get criticized because they went on it like a tyrant of only editing their photos.
Yeah.
And looking perfect all the time, when in reality, like, no one looks perfect all the time. If plus size models, and not even plus size, if other models or other celebrities can go on and not edit their like every single photo, like, what's the difference? They're all, because what's the difference? Because they're fucking human and they know they're human. The Kardashians just want to be like picture perfect all the time, and that's so like that has to be such a weight to carry on your shoulders. But then again, it's a weight that you've decided to have on your shoulders.
Yeah, I
like knowing and being famous, and you just happen to be like really, really famous because you're on a show. Like, yeah, you probably thought you'd get famous. I don't think they ever thought to get that famous. Like, that's fine. Like, that's out of your control. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah,
I understand the pressures of looking perfect, but they've set that themselves. Like,
that's the thing. It's like at that level, and it becomes a choice of, do you live up to the standards that, like, obviously there's been high expectations of women and beauty standards in like the world in general for years and years. They haven't created that, but they've enticed it and they've led it on to get to where it is like today. They've definitely played a part in it, instead of being like, no, do you know what, actually this is what women look like, this is what a woman with 3 kids looks like, this is what we look like Chris in our photos and on the TV show looks perfect. She's like fucking 70 odd.
Yeah, she doesn't really look
like I'm sorry, what? And she looks just as young as Kim or something. Like the way like that much airbrushing and stuff.
She covers our neck a lot.
Yeah, and our hands.
Your neck and your hands show your age. Like,
yeah.
Almost. But like, at least she doesn't look like a bleeding pan. Big fucking face, like stretched. Do you know what I mean? Like she still looks like her. Like she's subtle changes. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, like Joan Rivers, like.
Oh yeah, no,
do you know what I mean? Like,
that's why I feel like hers is more like editing than a lot of surgery.
Yeah,
like
that.
But yeah, what do you think of them having a new show? Actually,
do you know what? I'm a little hypocrite. I'm actually fucking dying for it. I am dying for it. Like, no, like yeah, toxic tray or whatever, like, so be it. But don't get me wrong, I don't hate them. Like, at the end of the day, they're still women. Like, they're still successful, and it's very inspirational for all like women. Do I think it's a bit toxic? Like, we know who they are because we're not far off in ages with them. But I mean, like, younger generations, if they grew up watching it, like, being like, oh my god, they look so perfect, like, they edit the photos. It's younger brains can concept like, oh, that's what you have to be, like, that's what you have to be to be famous. But I am actually excited for that show. Yeah, like, I do enjoy watching them. Like, I do. They're very interesting, but I just hope it's not as like
it's meant to be really good.
I want it to be. You're doing a reality show, so I hope it's more open, because I felt like the old show got very like secretive. Like, they started like stop filming certain things and not talking about certain off camera. Like, I hope it's as open. Like, actually, you're on it. Like, it's a reality show. Sorry, but the last 2 seasons of the Kardashians were shite.
I didn't watch the last season solely because I wasn't paying to watch it on Hulu. I actually don't even don't even have Hulu, so I couldn't actually even watch it unless I'd like pirate.
Isn't it Disney Plus, this one?
Yeah, so it's
is it weekly?
Yeah. So
I
think the 4th episode comes out on the 14th for Disney.
So today?
Oh, today. Woo. Maybe, yeah, because I know some people had watched it already. because I think it came out in
watch it
America
later.
over the weekend or something
Watch
like
it
that. But I do really like it, and a lot of people were saying apparently it's very like documentary style, that they kind of acknowledge the camera and stuff.
Oh,
And
I
it
like
seems
that.
very open, like, you know, like Office vibes, where like they talk, like,
Oh.
I think there was one part where like Kim had like just actually turned and talked directly to the camera. So there was like a lot of speculation on Twitter as well. I was going through like because it was kind of trending, so I was having a little nosy to see what people were saying. And some people were like, I feel like the last seasons of the Kardashians got very like you were saying, like secretive, and it was kind of like they were making up stuff to do stuff. So it was like, was it a way for them to get out of it, that they weren't getting the money they wanted from A, or they weren't getting the opportunities and stuff, that they were like, right, well, I'm not going to give it me all kind of thing. Because like,
I wonder
honestly,
if Courtney as much in this one.
I think
She
so.
wanted out. She wanted a private
That's
life.
the thing, like she wanted out and wanted a private life and blah blah, but now she's in it. I think they're all in it. Apparently,
she's happy now because our relationship is out. Oh, do you know what? She probably didn't want it out because she was dating Travis, and she was like, no, I don't want the camera. But they couldn't obviously say that, like, yeah, so what, you have a fella?
That's
we
the
all
thing,
had fucking fellas, like.
Yeah.
But then again, she was with Scott, and that went up in absolute flames, fully on camera. Like, I never forget the episode where he shoved $100 bill in the waiter's mouth.
Yeah, Jesus.
But do you know what? I do like Scott.
I like his character and stuff, but when you think back at stuff like that, so fucking toxic and so
he was an arsehole.
like. Yeah, like if anyone I knew was in a relationship with someone like that, I'd be like, don't like, are you
like,
having
for
more
real,
kids
like,
with him? Like,
yeah.
you'd be serious, like, get the fuck away from him. But as a viewer watching a TV show, did I love him? Yeah, because he was funny, he was sarcastic, he was entertaining. But then, because like, I remember when Travis and Courtney got engaged, and everyone was like, oh, imagine Scott's so heartbroken now. And I was like, he was a toxic bastard. Why does no one remember this?
But everyone knew he like was in love with Courtney. Like I think
yeah, but you can't have your cake and eat it.
I think in his, because apparently, like, remember, like, she was saying, like, oh, like, never say never with Scott. Like, I'll never not say never.
Yeah,
like,
but
I'll
like,
never say never,
yeah, when
ever.
your family keeps someone in your life like that and treats them like a brother, and they spend time with your family without you, like, it's hard. Like, how do you get away from that when you're...
You can't wait around for someone, though, like, if he's not like, because we don't know what he's like behind. Obviously he's nice behind the camera because all the family love him and they think of him like a brother, but yeah, was he an arsehole? Absolutely. But then again, I think he just had lots of issues,
yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? But I do like him, and I'm glad that they kept him in it. I do like Scott. Like, I do like Scott. He's hilarious. I remember when he went to, was it, you were in England or London or
and he became a lord.
He became a lord.
Yeah,
like,
Lord
and he's
Disick.
going around, he got shoes and it said Lord Disick on them. That was really hilarious. Yeah, I like Scott. Well, obviously he was a toxic arsehole in it before, like, but he grew, and it was nice to see him grow.
Yeah, I like him in the aspect of TV show entertainment, stuff like that. I mean, he's dating kids, so I mean, I don't know how much I like him. I like him in the entertainment aspect, give him more TV shows.
Yeah, but you know what? There's people out there married to kids. Yeah, he's dating kids. There's people.
Well, I mean, dating leads to marriage. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Well, like, I mean, there's people out there where, like, let's say Hugh Hefner.
I mean, if he's like late 30s dating teenagers,
yeah, I know, it's a bit weird. But then again, like, do you know what the funny thing is? Like, they all know each other. Like,
yeah,
all the Maz know each other. They know each other. Like, was it your woman Lisa Rinna's daughter?
Yeah, she didn't like that relationship, though.
No, she was like, no, you were all, because I remember I watched Housewives, like Housewives of Beverly Hills, which is back soon.
One of her daughters was dating someone that was on Love Island.
Yeah, they're not with each other anymore.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
he was like really nice.
Yeah,
he wasn't really in the episodes. Like, they were just, because the Housewives isn't about the kids. Like, they just appear in it.
Yeah.
But 4 kids are gorgeous. Oh my god, they're stunning. Delilah and Amelia was with Scott.
I've never watched it. I just know because she was with Scott.
The drama's really good in Housewives.
Do you know what I actually want to watch? Is a Byron Bays or something. It's about like the housewives in Australia. It's meant to be chaotic.
Oh really?
Like, chaotic.
You want to fucking go down under? I don't know why I said that in English accent. When it's about Australia.
I saw someone tweet that they were going to start it. They're like, I'm dying to know if it's actually like good. And then they tweeted again a while later. They're like, I needed to Google and see if like this was all kind of acted or fake or what actually happened. And it's a picture. They were like, it actually is as crazy as it is in the show. There was a picture of, I think it was Chris Hemsworth's wife walking around with a lizard on her shoulder, just strolling down the road. What? With Chris, and I was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, I need to watch that show. It just seems a bit outrageous.
Yeah, I want to watch that. Not all the housewives, actually. Majority of housewives are good. I watched a documentary about.
They always felt very old fashioned to me when I watched it. I could never get into them.
But do you know what actually I think you'd like? because as you're saying, housewives are like, because they're a bit older, like, because they're older
It
women.
was just
so
the
it's very,
style of
it's
everything
very-
felt very oldish.
well, the old seasons are
Yeah.
pretty old, like, but if you, because I find with the housewives, like, the drama is real, like, real petty drama.
yeah.
Like, real, like, they're like, because they're grown women, but it's real petty, like, real, like, yeah, she never texts me back. Like, she, like, no petty shit like that.
Yeah.
There's a, you'd love Vanderpump Rules.
I
They're
have
all
actually
young in
seen
it.
that, yeah.
No, it's better than Housewives.
Really?
It's proper drama. Like, oh, Amy. I remember one of the girls said to me, like, if you like Housewives, she watched Housewives. She's like, watch, and I was like, but I don't like Lisa Vanderpump. Like, I can't stand her. She's English, like.
Right, yeah.
Well, she obviously lives in LA now, and she rescues all these dogs, and she's a big dog mad, right?
Rescue me.
She was like, basically, she owns Lisa Vanderpump, one of the housewives that was in Housewives of Beverly. She owns loads of restaurants with her husband, like.
Right.
And what the first few seasons is about the waiting staff that are in one of our restaurants called Soar, like, which is in like LA, like, so it's a big famous restaurant, like, but it's about them and all their drama in the workplace. But now, like, the last 2-3 seasons, none of them work there anymore. Like, their status is above waitressing. So it's all about, like, their lives, like, outside of Vanderpump, and it's absolutely madness. Like, madness.
Yeah.
It's madness. All I can say is Vanderpump Rules. I never thought I'd like it because I don't like Lisa Vanderpump, but
It was good.
no, it's so good. Like, it's so good.
Okay, I'm
Like,
give it a go.
once you get into it,
Yeah. Is
like
there
when-
many seasons and episodes now?
there's not many episodes for the first 2 seasons because I don't know if they were like, oh, are they actually going to keep
Yeah.
this? But to be honest, anyone that I know that was watching Vanderpump Rules, you're like, you always want more episodes from a season. Like, you're never satisfied.
Okay, I'm just trying to think if
Because
I
the
start
drama-
from the start, like.
Because the drama, like, I follow some of them on Instagram, and the drama's still happening on Instagram because they're that fucking petty. Like, they're bringing it all on Twitter and
Yeah.
like, yeah, you fuck you. Like, do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like that.
okay, I get you.
It's so good. You
Yeah,
have to watch
because
it.
like, it's not with the housewives that they're older. It's like, I feel like the show was filmed in like 2002.
The
Like,
old
the just
seasons are.
style. So it's like stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I can't watch it unless it's something I've already
Beverly Hills
watched.
is like 14 years old.
Like, and do they make new ones?
Every year.
Right, because it's like, I've always seen it on A randomly. Like, do you know when I was back home, and it was just always old episodes where they'd like low rise jeans and cowboy belts kind of thing, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? Like,
But some of them are like, some of the old seasons, they
obviously they'd be
always,
entertaining.
they always reference in newer fights. Like, and
okay.
you'll see clips of it, like, but like, don't get me wrong, like, some of them are like, some of the things, well, I've only fully watched the Beverly Hills one.
Right.
I've watched a few episodes of like the Atlanta one. There's a new one out that's roughly new if you wanted to try get into Housewives. Like, I think it's only 1 or 2 seasons, or 3. Salt Lake City.
Oh, okay, yeah,
But I
I've seen
watched
a
the
trailer for that.
Watch the document. There's a documentary on Disney Plus about one of the housewives. She was a fucking fraudster. There's a whole documentary on her, like, and she
What?
was in Housewives of Salt Lake City. She was
Oh
fucking
my
conning people.
God.
She's locked up, like, and she gets locked up on camera. She's trying to. She gets a phone call. You see the clip. She gets a phone call, and she's like in the back of, like, you know, the big black SUVs, and she's like, what? And then she's like, to our one beside, get this mic off me, and she's like trying to pull the mic off because she knows the fucking police are coming to arrest her. Someone gave her a tip that the police were coming.
Oh my God.
But I didn't fully watch the documentary. I think it's only 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
But I just had it on in the projector when I was in bed one night,
Yeah.
and I was like, I want to watch Salt Lake City now. No, they're really petty from the clips I've seen. Like, someone goes, one of the fights for like one of the whole seasons, they were saying the documentaries, because this girl went to a party and the other housewife said to her, you smell like hospital.
Oh my God, imagine saying that to someone.
Like, yeah, you smell like hospital. And she's like, yeah, my uncle's in hospital, he's dying. And that fight went on, apparently, like, I haven't seen it, but
Oh
they were
my
saying
God.
that, like, that fight dragged out for the whole season. Like, that's what I mean by petty.
Yeah.
Like, there's no resolving this shit, because then everyone has an opinion and it all snowballs, like. But I want to watch Salt Lake City now. It's supposed to be very good.
Oh, I used to like Wags. That was on A.
I remember
I
Wags.
liked that. And then they made one in Miami.
Do you remember
or something.
Footballers' Wives?
I don't think I ever watched that.
That was chaos.
It sounds familiar.
That was
Footballers'
chaotic.
Wives. Yeah.
That was mad.
That
That's when, like,
lifestyle
blonde
sounds
spiky hair footballers were in, like. But that
David
wasn't-
Beckham in his
But
prime.
that wasn't reality. That was like that was a drama show, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have loads to watch now.
We do.
I'm just raging. I hate when they fucking bring stuff out. It's week to week.
I don't mind it.
No, I want to binge it. If I'm real into it, I'm fucking like, I'm after watching Up to Date on me This Is Us, and it's the last season, and I was very upset last night by the way they have played out this storyline. I am not a happy camper at all.
Oh, their shows are disappointing you lately, aren't they?
No, This Is Us, like, I've watched how many 6 seasons of this, and if you've watched This Is Us, you know how invested you get in it. I don't even care if you haven't seen it. You should be up to date, so I'm talking about it.
Well, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Latest episode the week before Easter, whatever you want to call it. My 2 favourite people in it, Kate and Toby, get fucking divorced. Get divorced. You see them flash forward in the future and they're with 2 different people.
Oh, okay.
And they're bleeding old. Because This Is Us does that a lot. Like, you've seen them
I know the
forward.
concept, but sorry,
And
but
I was
I've
like,
no idea.
are
how
you?
to-
And then the episode was called Toby. So I was like, this is about Kate and Toby. Like, this isn't going to be good. So you see their whole marriage, like, breaking down, like, things that were said and all. And then, like, them going through the divorce. And you see, because at the very beginning of the season, you seen, like, flashes of Kate on our wedding day.
Okay.
But it wasn't a wedding we had seen. So I was like, oh my God, she's not with Toby anymore. Like, did Toby die? Because we didn't know they were having issues at the beginning of the season. And I was like, who the fuck is she marrying? Like, and then every episode it gives you like a little bit more of the scene. And I'm like, what the fuck? So last night was the scene, and I was sitting there, and Aaron went into bed, and I was like, I have to stay up now that I know it's upload. I have to stay up and watch it. It was the worst thing I could have done. I was fucking fuming in the bed. I was like, I am so pissed off. Now, they're on good terms to a sense as a divorced couple.
But
Like, I
still.
just see in the future, like, they're able to stand there with each other's couples and, like, as 2 separate couples and talk to her. They have 2 kids, like, do you know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, but they're not fucking together. And when you
that's
see them from the
heartbreaking.
beginning, like, they met in, like, AA for large people. Like it was like eating.
Oh,
like, it was
that
like,
couple.
Yeah.
I think I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes with Michelle.
And they went on to have a son, and he was blind. And then they adopted a little girl, and then you actually see the son in these episodes as an adult, and he's like a big famous singer.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
But it's fucking snapping, and he's real cute. Oh, the little boy that plays him. Oh my God, Amy, you'd run away with him. It was like the bit in the bed, and they were like, obviously, because they started living separately, like, before they actually got the divorce, and they were putting him into bed or something, and he's blind. He was like, you're both here. And I was like, oh.
Oh,
I
that
was
break
like-
your heart.
And they both just looked at each other like, ah. And then Toby was like, maybe we don't have to sign divorce papers and all blah, blah, blah. And Kate was like, no, we do.
Just because
Like, no, we do. And then she ended up getting with her, like, colleague or something.
Oh.
But he's English. He's actually nice in it. Because she teaches music to, like, blind kids as her job. But, I was like, yeah, but you're not Toby, mate.
You're
not Toby.
You're not Toby. I hate when a show does that.
I'm like, fucking pissed off.
Ruins your vibe. But yeah.
But so good. This is just brilliant. Any recommendation? This has been a very recommendation episode.
Yeah.
I think
Books,
it's after giving
TV
everyone
shows,
a
Jesus.
taste of what we've been reading and watching, and
Yeah. I need to finish Bridgerton. I'll have that
This is
finished
what-
soon.
pisses me off. See, more ice and drink.
Well, you made that yourself.
Look at the Frankel.
Well, I have a question for you before we end. Because I actually have no idea how long this is. For
well random 'cause my drink is
weirdly, it doesn't have time. It has
I know. I
like
like
17,000 or 1,700 seconds or something. Anyway, right. Would you rather
Oh God.
have $1,000 every day or a lump sum of 7 million
$1,000 every day.
for the rest of your life? $1,000 every day or a lump sum of $7.
Well, $1,000 every day. There's 365 days in the year, so that
It'll take you 20 years to make 7 million.
Well, I could be dead in 2 years, so I'll take the 1,000 every day.
That was not what I thought you were gonna say. What the fuck?
How much is the lump? 7?
The lump sum's 7 million. You can get $1,000 every day, which is $365,000 a year.
Am I just gonna get taxed on that 7 million though straight off the bat?
You're winning the lotto. It's a lotto win. It's actually a
You should get
lotto.
taxed on it though.
Do you get taxed on the lotto?
Yeah.
I don't think you do.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
do.
tax-free money. Well, I don't know what the tax bracket
Well,
is now.
I know in Ireland you do, but I don't know about
I
here.
don't think you do in Ireland.
Yeah, you do. That's the shit thing about it.
I knew you did in the UK. I never knew you did in Ireland.
Yeah, they're robbing bastards.
Oh, I think that's a new thing. But it actually is like a lotto here that you can win $1,000 a day for life. But they also offer a lump sum of $7 million.
I'll do $1,000 a day.
Right. It was just weird how you said.
I know, I was very calculated. And I was like, no, I'll get $1,000.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I could die in 2 years, so I'm just going to take $1,000 a day. And I was like, what?
I know, that didn't really make sense.
No,
actually,
that's why I was so confused for a second.
But no, I think $1,000 a day.
It'll take like 19 years and 7 months or something like that to make
because
7 million.
if I live past, obviously,
you'll be nearly 50.
Yeah, but if I live another 20 past that, like, I'll have so much money.
I thought about it for ages today. And I was like,
you give it too much time.
And I was like, I'd take the 1,000, right? Because I was like, you would live. I feel like you'd live. Like, you could never run out of the money where you could do some stupid shit like with the 7 million where you're guaranteed $1,000 every day. But then when I was like, even after I calculated and I was like, right, it's like 19 years and however many months before you'd get to 7 million. I was like, if you took the 7 million and invested 5 million of that, even just in your bank, and left it earning interest, you would make the extra money over. You could do more with 7 million in 20 years than you could do waiting 20 years to make 7 million.
But put it this way, I had a thought there. Oh my god, I had a really valid thought there that just would have wiped getting the... Is that fan plugged in?
Yeah, you turned it off. Oh, you turned that off. That just moved, didn't it?
It is moving. That's why I'm like, what the hell? No, the air's still coming out of it. It's just not hitting us, maybe.
But why is it not nice? I could have sworn you turned that off.
So I thought I'd done as well. That's why I was like, what? Is this real? Am I really getting 7 million? I was going to say, with 7 million and you start spending stuff, you're seeing that 7 million constantly drop, right? But when you make 1,000 a day, you were like, oh, sure, I'm going to get another 1,000 tomorrow, another 1,000 tomorrow, another 1,000 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Forever. Your money, I think you feel like your money's constantly going up by getting 1,000 a day. But when you have a 7 million, you start, say you bought a house over here. That's nearly what? 1.5 million gone.
Yeah.
Car. Like, your money is, you just see it going down.
I get what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean?
But
sure, 2 days and your rent's paid.
No, I know. But right, how long will it take you to save up to buy a house if you're in $1,000 a day? This is where I was thinking. I was like, because I was like, oh yeah, the longevity of $1,000 a day. What do you mean?
It wouldn't take that.
Well,
long.
if a house costs 1.something million here, you'll need to wait at least bleeding 2 years.
So hold on,
get up the whole deposit.
How many? Just say that. We're just gonna put a flat rate of 30 days. There's 30 days in a month because I know there's right. So say 28,000, right? Because take two days out for your rent that you're paying, right? So just say our rent's 2,000.
You're not eating that and are washing your hair around.
So right then, I'll say.
No, I get where you're coming from, right?
Means, though, do you know what
this
I mean?
is what my argument
say
about
27. So you make 27,000 a month after like your shopping, your rent is out, right? That's it. So you make 27 a month. That's by 12. Hold on. Yeah, it's the same. Doesn't really make a difference. If you're making 324,000 in a year, right? Multiply that by what? How long do people usually say for about 5 years over here?
What? I'm so confused. What you're doing?
So you make
you'd get 365,000 a year.
No, 324,000. So after
you're
rent
taking
and
out
all
the
your
money.
bills, after your rent and all your
bills.
bills.
Yeah, but if you're putting a deposit down for a house and you're mortgaging it, you won't need the full million.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you wanted to pay fully in cash for your gaff, and it's so you
and it's say 1 million for a house.
Oh well,
you would literally you'd be saving for at least 3 years.
Then it'd take you less than if you make 324,000 a year when all your rent and your bills are taken out.
Yeah.
Sure, your down payment would be what? It wouldn't be 324,000.
If you're paying in cash, you don't have a down payment.
No, I'm not saying in cash. I'm saying if you're putting down a down payment.
Yeah, and if your house is $1 million, you have to put down 100,000 minimum.
And then if you're paying fully in cash, you'd be paying it 5 years because you'll have 1.62.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, right, you can do that, but then that's all your money gone. You've no money to do anything else. You've no money to do a holiday. You've no money to buy your car if you're only taking $3,000 out of that. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you have that money coming into your bank every day, let's say at the end of the week, every Monday you get $7,000 into your week, right? Let's just do it that way.
Yeah.
Because then you're it's a weekly thing, like you're getting your wages.
To be honest, there's no argument here.
No, like I take either, but what I'm saying,
there's like no argument.
What, like just for argument's sake for the podcast.
Down in like 5 months.
No, I know, but
for a house.
The thing is, I feel like you would have the urge to spend more because you know there's always money coming, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but like, I know.
You win that, right? You win that in Saturday's lotto. You win $1,000 a day for life. You take that. Monday you get $1,000. You're going out for a big fancy dinner. You've just gotten $1,000. Then Tuesday $1,000 comes in. You're like, oh, I might go shopping. Now, obviously you're not spending $1,000 every day, but wrapping your head around that and then trying to save it and do all these things, I feel like you'd have more control over a lump sum than some every day. Yeah,
but put it this way, you said, right, you'd spend more with 1,000 coming in every day.
I feel like you'd have the urge to actually know there's money always coming.
I think, yeah, well, that's true. You would because you're like, it's constant money coming in. But I also think you'd spend less if you got the lump sum, because you're seeing instead of seeing the money go up every day when you get 1,000, when you get a lump sum, all you do is see the money going down.
Yeah, but 7 million's a huge amount of money. Like, you could order every day for a week and it'd barely be a dent. The very last 2 digits.
But put it this way, 7 million for the rest of your... I don't think 7 million you could actually live off for the rest of your life here.
You're a very bougie person.
If you lived by the bare means and like didn't enjoy
well, you could live
really.
more comfortably than essentially what you're living now. Like, I mean, if you think of your salary, how many years is it before that ever gets to 7 million?
Way, right? If you have 7 million, right, you're constantly watching every penny because you want that to... You don't want to go work. You want that to last you as long as it can last you.
Yeah, but I don't think
so. You're going to be watching and you're like, oh, like... that holiday's gonna cost like 5 to 10 grand. Like,
that's it. That's like, literally a needle in a haystack with 7 million though. But what I was saying, imagine
all the holidays you'd go on.
Yeah, no, I'd literally spend like about 5 years traveling.
If you wanted to get a house and you wanted a down payment, you'd have that down payment in like what, 6 months? Not even. Yeah,
but you wouldn't with the 1,000 though as well. You wouldn't have the money to spend 5 grand on a holiday. As well as if you're constantly saving every bit that comes in. What I was saying to 7 million,
after your down payment you could.
You have more money in the moment to do your opportunities, right? Because you have $1,000 coming in for the rest of your life, right? You don't really have to work. Like, whereas 7 million, you have the money to do what you want to do. If you wanted to start a business, if you wanted to invest in stuff, like there's financial advisors, that money is not just staying stagnant at bang on 7 million. That money being in your bank alone is earning minimum 30 grand. Like, if you put 3 million of that in a savings account for a whole year and you have your 4 million, that's earning 35 grand a year just on its interest alone. Like, that money's going up sitting in your bank.
Yeah, well,
without stuff you're personally investing in, like stocks, being startups, starting your own business. Like, you have that financial freedom right now, where with the 1,000 you'd be living such a lavish life because it's constantly coming in, and you could get into that mindset that it's always coming in, it's always going to be there, that you push off the things you want to do, if that makes sense.
I get what
the holiday you want to go on, it's like, oh yeah, I don't have to save a week and I can go there, that's fine. But then it's like, oh, I also want this car and I also want this holiday and I want to do this, where you're always waiting on that to happen. Like, I mean, I take either in a heartbeat.
So
I feel like
say if you got the lump, right?
What the lump? A good lump.
You got the lump and it's 7 million, right? Everyone's hoping to at least live till 70.
Yeah.
Right? How many years away is that for us, roughly? 40?
46 years for me, I think.
Yeah, well, in around, say 45,
yeah.
Right? 45 years away. Like, in 25 years, if I was to get 1,000 a day, when we rent and stuff taken out, I'd have 8.1 mil.
Yeah, but this is the thing.
But you know what I mean? Like, in that. So what side are you on? Are you on the lump?
I'm on the lump sum because...
Well, a few minutes ago you said you were for the 1,000.
No, I was explaining that when I first thought of this, I was on the 1,000. But I'd go down the lump sum because, like you said there, it's going to take you 20 years to get close to what I have now. Whereas in 20 years, I could have turned that into 70 million. Because you had that lump sum now. No, but that's always the gamble.
What if you just born through it?
That's always the gamble. You take 100%, you could die tomorrow and you've only $1,000 in your bank. Touch wood, but like, if you get me, you could die tomorrow and not have used that money. You could die tomorrow
and have 7 mil. You're dead.
No, I know, but that was the argument's sake. You were saying you could burn through the money, and I'm like, yeah, but you could also not make it that far.
The more money you have, the more finicky people become.
Yeah, but if someone finds out you're getting $1,000 a day, they're always going to be asking you for money. So she's getting $1,000 every day.
It's like, oh yeah, but that's going on my rent, that's going off bills, I'm saving for a house. Like, that's already fucking spent before I even have it. Yeah. But 7 mil, you have loads of money. Oh, you're getting interest? Oh yeah, I'll have some of that.
Yeah, but then you have to be
It's not
smart
even
with who
off
you
people.
even
It's
tell.
not. It's not. Well,
That's the thing.
That's on both situations, though.
No, yeah, I know. I
But
agree
no,
with
I
you.
think the more money I have, the more finicky and scabby people are. So if I had 1,000
Yeah,
coming
but
in
if I
every
didn't
day,
tell anyone,
I'd be
then-
like, oh, you want 1,000 that I'm getting on Wednesday? Yeah, it's grand. It's only 1,000. I'm already, my rent's paid. I'm
Yeah, but
fed,
then they
and
ask you
clothes.
every week. Then that's taking 26 grand.
If I knew
Or
them and I
taking
liked
52
them, I'd
grand
give
out
them
of
to
your money every year. So then you're not getting to
But
7 million.
you have to think, like, is this just money that I'm just getting?
You've won the lotto. You can win the lotto over here. That's $1,000 a day for life, or they'll give you a lump sum of 7 million in the terms and conditions. It's an actual thing that can happen here.
Is it dependent on how much you actually win in the lotto?
No, there's a separate lotto called $1,000 daily where you win $1,000.
Let me remind you, you didn't explain this to anyone in this
No, but I've been
podcast.
saying it's actually I've said it like 3 times. It's a thing you can win over here.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that at all.
Yeah, I think there's that one. That's
Actually,
like the
do you know
jackpot.
what? I'm actually gonna go back for this Hulk.
I didn't say it at the start, and then you were asking about tax, and I was like, "Oh, it's a lotto thing you can win here." And then we had the whole lotto conversation. You can win it here. It's its own separate lotto. And then I think if you get a certain amount of numbers, you can get 25k for life or 500k lump sum. And then there's another one where you just win like 5 grand or something. Like I think the 25k one is maybe
Depends
you're
how
missing
it
a number.
works. Like if I'm getting a lump and I'm getting taxed on it, then they can fucking keep it.
Yeah, so I don't know obviously what the fine print is after tax. Are you getting like 850 every day? Are you putting in monthly? Are you putting in week? Like I don't know the terms and conditions of what they do. I just know the lotto is like called like 1,000 daily or something. You win like $1,000 a day for life. And then when you actually Google it, it'll say, or you can get a lump sum of 7 million.
Yeah, see, you'd be thinking how, like, if I'm getting a lump of 7 million, but if I live another 50 years, I'd make like 16 mil. I would, because in 25 I make 8.1.
Yeah. I thought you said 15 for a second. I was like, what? No,
If I live 50 years, I
that's the
make
thing. You would
16
if you
mil.
were constantly putting that $1,000 in a bank account. But if you were spending and buying this house and going on these
Well, it's
holidays,
like
you're
both
not-
ways though, isn't it?
it's still a lot of money, and I would genuinely want to take either.
Because put it this way, if say you were like to save, like for, say you were saving like 2 months, like of the 1,000 you were getting, that's, or not even, say you were saving 6 months of the 1,000 you were getting, that's what.
Like you're still making
Well,
way
that's
over the
100.
average or the highest earner in this country. Like
Oh,
if you
yeah.
Google the highest earning jobs, it's like a lawyer and a doctor that's earning like 1 to 200k a year. You're making nearly 400k a year getting it.
Doctors only make 1 to 200k a year.
If you Google it, I think that might be the starting rate, but it is something like that. Like it's
Oh, I thought they were on, like, it depends what you're in. If you're in a specialty, you're not on
yeah,
120,
but like
100.
I'm saying, like even at that, like the standard job, like of what they say the basic pay, you're still earning like more than-
I seen some fella on Instagram or some fucking thing, did an article on this fella. He lives in Toronto, like he makes 160,000 a year, and he's in recruitment.
Stop.
Yeah.
He must be selling the word
And he
of
only
God.
he pays like 2,300 for rent a month, and he used to have a roommate, so they used to pay half. I'm like, why would you even have a roommate? Like,
Some
why?
people are just like,
What? That's a man.
that's
That's a man.
Some
Oh
people
my
are just
god,
so like that.
And who everyone was commenting under it, I was laughing so hard. They were like, that's fucking recruitment
Yeah.
for you.
I look at a job post and see what the average salary is, and I'm already picturing like a different type of house, and it might only be like a little bit more than what.
Rags
But yeah.
to riches.
But yeah, that was a good question that got us going. I'm glad we're on different sides of it. I love when we're like back and forth.
Yeah,
Feeding
because
our
I just be
cases.
thinking like I just know for a fact if I got 7 mil tomorrow, I've had 5 million of that spent. And I know I would, like, I'd get a house, I'd get like car, like one car for me, one car for Aaron. I'd get you a car as well.
Oh, thanks.
Don't
Don't know how to drive, but thanks.
No, I either do I. It's nice to have one. We could sit and take photos. Like I'd get me a wedding. I'd have like fly on my family on holidays. Like the money would be gone because it's money you've never had.
Yeah,
it's the excitement.
exactly.
Like it's spent, and then you have to like furnish your house. Like all these extra costs and getting a house regardless over here, like is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then the taxes, like just taxes in general, like road tax, house tax, whatever. Like money would be fucking gone. It wouldn't last you pot to piss in. Like, but you'd have a good time spending it.
Yeah.
And then you'd want to go on a shitload of holidays.
Yeah. I just travel the world
Like
for like
bore.
everywhere.
Maldives. I have this
Stop.
fixation on Miami at the moment. I'm going through my phase where I'm going back
I'm
to
in
Miami,
Miami,
so bad.
bitch. But yeah,
I think drinking them drinks is giving me like,
yeah, beach vibes.
oh, yeah, and like when I was under my cabana at the pool and I was dozing, I was like, you fucking weak. Like, oh, fuck off.
Oh no, stop.
Oh yeah, and there was a bar.
Hopefully we win the lotto soon. Fingers crossed.
I just want to go to Miami.
But yeah, I think we'll wrap that up because I've actually no idea how long we've been
Yeah, I
going
think
for,
like that was like
and
5,000 years long.
it feels like it's been a long one. But yeah,
It was nice to be back.
I know. Yeah, back in the flesh, in the person.
You never know. I might surprise you next week. We might be in the flesh again,
Yeah.
or you might not.
Who knows? Who knows?
We might be out spending my 1,000 today and your 7 mil.
Yeah.
Never
Who
know.
might be like, fuck you when I come back. No,
We don't need you no more.
yeah, because we're in a fortune doing this.
Absolute fortune. You can all see our big production team behind you. Maybe we should just start doing fucking the Kardashian documentary series and just start talking to the camera.
Yeah.
randomly. Well, actually, that's just vlogging, isn't it?
Yeah. True. But yeah, so we're going to wrap this up and we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Hope
And you
you've
didn't miss us
enjoyed.
too much. Make sure to I don't even know what to say.
Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe.
And hit the bell notification if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening on Apple and Spotify. Please follow and maybe leave a review. Also check out our Instagram at the Weird Girls Club and TikTok.
Are hoping to have guests on this season too.
Oh yeah, we're
At some point in time. We are
gonna
slacking
schedule
at the
that
moment.
in at one point, but very soon they will return. And yeah,
And our vlogs are going to be back too.
okay. Well, she's promising a lot in the first episode already. Hopefully no one made it this far into the episode. So bye.
Bye.